Hey, beautiful people, this is Deshanay Cotton, founder of Brand Intuition. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This channel is for entrepreneurs, game changers, visionaries, missionaries, people that are willing to get their brand to the next level. This is to provide those resources to increase your brand visibility. And it's my job and my desire to help you do exactly that. So please feel free to share, subscribe, and like this video with all those that you feel that can benefit from our services. Now, of course, when we're talking about branding, we want to start with one of the first major, most important things when we think about brand. We're not going to get to the background of your brand voice and all those different optics that we need to rely on first, but we're going to take it into simpler terms. And that's basically your visual identifier, how people know exactly who and what you are. Now, branding is a whole spectrum of a conversation, but we're going to start with a small piece of it now. And it's one of the ones that we as bosses, we want to get done as soon as we decide to go into business. But I wanted to give you a few tips on basically how to do that right and to make sure you got everything to make sure that your brand is positively highlighted and shown in the best possible light. Okay, again, we're talking about your logo. Yes, everyone knows the iconic Pepsi logo. We know the McDonald's logo. We know the Amazon logo. We know all of the psychology and the philosophy behind making those great logos, from the colors to the design. Oh my God, so much goes into making a fabulous, fabulous logo. But we have to make sure that your logo is able to create your own personal story. When I first did my first logo for Brand Intuition, I decided that I was going to make it myself, and I am nowhere near a graphic designer, and let me tell you, it worked for a few years, but I knew in the background, Deshanay, you really need to do something that's going to look professional, that's going to have that dramatic impact, that's going to have that psychological connection with your audience. So, of course, what do? Finally, I broke down and I called one of my friends that's a graphic designer, and literally she created my new Brand Intuition logo, which is on my website and also on all my social media sites. You should be able to, I'll put a video that shows the transition of that logo to the newest logo that we have now. But when we're thinking about your logo, you got to think about the messaging and how you want people to perceive you, because that's the first thing that people see. They want to see if your colors are eye-catching. They want to see if the graphics or designs are appealing. They want to see if the font makes sense and if they fit with your ultimate message. You know, there's so many different things that goes into this. So what you want to do when you're starting to think about your logo is grab a professional that knows what they're doing, that understand graphic design, to start developing your logo. Start having that conversation with them. They're going to ask you questions such as, what logos do you like that's in the marketplace right now? Give them that information. What are your favorite colors? What are your favorite fonts? What look and feel do you like? Take the time to make sure that you answer these questions. So in the end result, you're going to get something that ultimately represents your brand. This is what it's all about, representing your brand. So as you partner with your graphic designer, that's taking you through all of these different stages to find that right and perfect logo, there's some things that you need to keep in mind as well. Sometimes your graphic designer might go off of your passionate color design, and they want to make sure that they get all of that. But you need to think of all the different applications that your logo will be used for. Of course, you're going to use your logo for your website. If you're doing uniforms or apparel, you're going to use that logo on uniforms and apparel. If you're doing a mug, you're going to use that on some type of form of drinkware. And that logo has to be able to transcend from this drinkware piece to something that might have a smaller imprint area, such as this lovely, beautiful pen. You got to think of all these different applications when you're doing your logo design. So if you have this great stacked logo, you might have to reduce it to something smaller in order to fit here. Because although that beautiful stacked logo might work perfectly for something that has the retail space of this beautiful water bottle here, but it's going to be something totally different when you start to identify items that has a smaller space. So of course, what's going to fit there is not going to fit here. So make sure you take the time to speak with your graphic designer about creating different versions of your logo. Different versions of your logo that you can use in different spaces and different times. Again, sometimes you're starting off, you have a small budget, and your logo has 15,000 colors in it. It might need a 4-color process application for it, but that costs more time and more money to print, right? So have your designer come up with a simple 1-color application. It's the best way to literally get high quality products at a lower price point, because you're not spending your money and actually printing these items. So of course, you're going to have them create different versions of different styles for layout purposes and also for different colors. You want to make sure that you have different colored, one version, non-complicated, simplistic logos that you can use across the board for quick production times and also for cheaper pricing. I'm not saying be cheap, but I'm saying if you're in an arena where you need to save cost and you need something done extremely quickly, producing a 1-color item is the best way to do that. So make sure if you have a multicolored version logo that you also have a version that only consists of 1 to 2 colors for feasible purposes. All right, and so we've talked about, your logo, the design, and talking to your graphic designer, and we talked about all these items that you're going to apply your beautiful logos on. But when you get to someone such as myself, which is a promotional product distributor, and you're like, oh my God, Deshanay, I'm so ready to get my brand highlighted and everything, I'm going to send you my logo, and you send me a JPEG. First thing I'm going to ask you for is a vector file. Your vector file is either an EPS or an AI file, an Illustrator file, that we can literally go in and adjust your logo as needed without distorting or taking away from its integrity of the actual logo. So those are pieces where we can go in and expand your logo as long as we want to, make it as small as we want to when we have those vector files. So when you're speaking with your graphic designer, make sure that they give you those files. Not just a PNG, not just an RGB file, not just a JPEG file. You have to make sure that either you have a high resolution PDF, an EPS file, or an Illustrator file. There's a lot of people that's working in Illustrator out there. If you don't know, we'll put some vocabulary words so you can know exactly what file to ask your designers for. So once you get these files, it makes sure that your print quality is amazing. We don't have to worry about it being pixelated. You ever seen a distorted image and it looks like you got little small boxes and dots everywhere? And you're like, oh my God, that print quality of that piece sucks. Yeah, that's because it was printed from a poor file. And I don't like printing, nor do I believe in printing from poor files. So we want to make sure that you get the right items, the right files in the beginning so we can save time and get those wonderful products at the end exactly the way that you deserve to have them. The next thing is when you're speaking to your designers and you're producing all of these things, make sure that your designer gives you a style guide, a brand narrative, something that tells your brand story. So when you're speaking this story to others, they can easily identify it and communicate it effectively. When you're having, if I call you, you say to Deshanay, I need a mug and my colors are red and black. Well, there's 1,000 colors of red and black. Which red and black would you like? But not only that, if you're printing a mug with me, a bag with another supplier, and then a t-shirt someplace else, the best way to make sure that all of those items are cohesive and consistent is to make sure that your graphic designer gives you the PMS color for those items. Now, in the promotional world, we deal with Pantone matching system. And that Pantone matching system ensures that your color is the same across every single product. Now, some of our suppliers charge a premium price in order to get that exact color, but we're talking about brand identity. We're talking about consistency. You would never see a Coca-Cola red not be the Coca-Cola red, or somebody will be in trouble. You would never see Pepsi's blue not be Pepsi's blue, period. You would never see the Nike swoosh sign look like a swash. Why? Brand consistency. So make sure that you take the time to get the PMS color match. Make sure that they write it down. Make sure that you familiarize yourself with your colors, because it's almost like it's your blood type. It says who and what you are. That's how people know the difference, okay? Now, say sometimes you don't want to do a PMS color match. Make sure that you have different variations again of your logo that can be printed in a white or a black imprint. That's always a nice way to save on cost, to make sure that you're getting what you need printed effectively or cost effectively. Yeah, that sounds good, right? We like cost effective. So with that being said, make sure that you have different variations of your logo. Whether if you have your stack logo, then you have something that has like a vertical option. Make sure you have your logos in different colors, especially if you have a multicolored logo. Make sure that you have a 1 to 2 color option of that. And then also make sure that you have your PMS color match colors. This is something that your graphic designer should all put in your brand narrative, your brand guidelines, your brand story, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you have that information. So when you get ready to speak with a promotional product distributor or printer, you can go and say, hey, look, these are my brand guidelines. This is who Brand Tuition is right here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it doesn't change. That's one of the best things about being consistent. It does not change. That is the thing about your brand. It should always evolve, but your key identifiers at that given time and that given space should always be consistent across the board. So again, congratulations on starting your business. Congratulations to getting to the next level. Congratulations for taking your brand to your marketplace and making a splash. That is what it's all about. So now that you don't have to be fearful of this, and when you get ready to talk to your promotional product distributor or your printer or whatever thing, and you're like, I don't know what this is, come and check out one of my videos. My videos are here to help you, to give you the answers and the questions and the resources that you need in order to increase your brand visibility and to get your brand to the next level. So don't forget, my name is Deshanee Cotton, founder of Brand Tuition, coming to you live with motivational tips. I'm not live, but we're just going to go with that. Coming to you with motivational tips, resources, branding inspirations to say, and then also some hot trending products. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you share my channel. Make sure that you like my channel, my page, and all that stuff. And also give me feedback, because that way I know what you like and I know exactly what to give to you. Until next time, I will speak to you all soon. Take care. Peace out.